I'm going to talk about 3 dangerous interview mistakes that you must avoid if you want a successful result. Let's go. Hi guys, my name is Matt, and I'm a job search coach at Elevation Career, helping you to achieve all your career advancement goals through top-notch, practical training. Today, I'm going to tell you 3 common and most critical pitfalls that I see job seekers make in interviews so that you can stay away from them and maximize your chances. Also, the last point is probably going to be the easiest one to miss, so make sure that you watch until the end. Number 1, lack of enthusiasm. Lack of enthusiasm is arguably the biggest reason why a company may reject an otherwise qualified candidate. You'd be surprised at how many times in my recruitment career I have received feedback that goes something like, this candidate is strong, but we feel that he or she isn't really interested in this position. Or he or she seems knowledgeable, but we are concerned about the lack of energy. And as a result, they would decide not to proceed in the end. 99% of the time in an interview, your attitude is more important than what you say. People remember how you made them feel much more than what you said to them. And the same goes for interviewers. Not only that, an interview is the only avenue and opportunity the interviewer has to meet and get to know someone that they will likely spend 8 to 10 hours a day, every day with. And whatever they observe during the interview is the only set of data and information that they have to make the hiring decision. Therefore, everything you do and say and every impression you make during the interview will be accentuated. If someone is not enthusiastic during the interview, the employer will think how much less so would this person be on a regular workday. And lack of enthusiasm will only be translated as lack of energy and interest. Regardless of how strong someone is, if they're not interested in the role in the company, it's hard to imagine this person performing well or adding much value to the team. If anything, he or she will be disgruntled and leave the firm soon. Sometimes I hear people say that they're concerned about coming across desperate, which is why they play cool and not express their eagerness. However, that is a big mistake. Presenting yourself as energetic and interested is precisely how you come across as a highly attractive candidate. And not doing this will only raise concerns in the mind of the employer. Number 2, complaining about the past employer. You may have heard of this one, but it always comes up time and time again. You may genuinely feel that the past employer was at fault, and you may be 100% right. But talking bad about your previous employer will not help you in your interview. Why is that? Because generally speaking, in any conflict, both parties have responsibilities and areas to improve. Therefore, if you only complain about the other party, even if what you're saying is true, the interviewer may very well think that you are someone who does not take ownership or responsibility for your own actions, that will negatively affect your candidacy. The second reason is that if a job seeker mentions their previous employer in a negative light, the new employer will assume that he will do the same when he decides to leave them too. And as a result, they will be that much more hesitant to make the hire. If you need to explain why you left your previous company, focus on reasons that are positive or at least neutral, such as career growth, taking on more responsibilities, moving to a bigger platform or a smaller platform, moving to a different industry, and etc. But you do not want to point out their faults, criticize, or blame them. Number 3, stepping stone. Please do not ever, under any circumstances, even remotely indicate that the role that you're interviewing for is just a stepping stone for some other position or career ultimately. This is probably the biggest turnoff for any hiring manager. First, it shows that you're in fact not genuinely interested. And second, from the interviewer's point of view, they're going to think gosh, I have to spend so much time and effort training and investing in a new person, and he'll be moving on in a short period of time or the first chance he gets, which will be a great demotivator for the employer. Plus, nobody likes to be used as a means for something else in any situation. Usually, people do not say this outright in an interview, of course, but often the mistake occurs when discussing one's career goals or the reason as to why they apply to the position. A job seeker may say something along the lines of, my career goal is XYZ, which is a different role or business area or function or etc. And I believe that this role will help me move closer to my career goal, which is why I am applying for this position. In fact, you don't even have to be that upfront. Simply mentioning anything other than the role that you're interviewing for itself as just one of your career goals will already be interpreted as a sign of lack of commitment, which will work against you. Another mistake that I see is asking about internal mobility. Sometimes people do this when they want to ask about the benefit or the company culture. And this is a big no-no. The employer is only going to think this person hasn't even started with the company and is already considering internal mobility, which will only turn them off and make them skeptical. So again, please make sure that you do not say anything that may suggest in any way that the role or the employer is a stepping stone to something else. To recap, the 3 biggest mistakes you must avoid in an interview. Number 1, lack of enthusiasm. Number 2, complaining about the past employer. And number 3, suggesting that the role you're interviewing for is a stepping stone to a different career goal. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please click the like button below and consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to me and help me to keep creating helpful content like this one. I hope to see you soon. And until then, elevate your career and elevate your life. I wish you all the best.